Today we are going to talk about the PPC Double Skin Sonic. Let's go. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Gwen, and today we are going to talk about the PPC Double Skin Sonic. This wing has been excelling on the world tour for racing, but in my opinion the question is, can someone that's not necessarily a racer, me for example, can use it or actually enjoy it on the water? So we are going to talk about how I used it and who I think this wing would actually be really good for. But first, if you are interested, check out the link in the description, wingfoilprocenter.com. This is where you can get all the gear that we feature on this YouTube channel. And if you find value out of our videos, we appreciate you checking it out. Let's get into it with the PPC Sonic Double Skin. So as you can see, this leading edge is a material that we see really like trending on a lot of wings now. Is I think it's called the UPE 85. It's kind of like a really stiff material, but it just makes it much cheaper than Alula. I actually believe it's also more durable than Alula. So this is really light and stiff frame. For a double skin, often we hear, the low end is just not gonna be as good. And to some degree, this is true. We've seen it with the Power Wings. But in this case, in my opinion, with a bit of technique, the correct pumping technique, you can really get a good low end out of it, just because it is a stiff frame, so you can really get something very direct and efficient on the pumping. It comes with a boom, as you can see. In my opinion, this is kind of like the way to go. The boom, it just feels really good for the maneuver. We all know, I've explained it many times, but you can put your hands anywhere, and it also allows you to really dial in how you are going to hold it and find the sweet spot, and you are like perfectly positioned. So of course the biggest advantage to the double skin is the incredible range from low end to top end. So even though on the low end you're going to need a right technique to really tap into the low end, on the top end it's going to be really happy being powered. This is what it's for. You want to go fast, you want to crank, speed up, and you're going to harness yourself with the wing, and even when you are powered, it's going to feel really good. The other thing that's really incredible is the angles that you can get with this wing, from upwind to downwind. It's just going to have like incredible performance. So in my opinion, I really see someone benefiting from this wing that's like, not necessarily racing, but also free riding, that's moving a lot on the spot, that's riding mostly a flat water spot, and that just wants to explore the spot, ride for a long time. You get hooked into your harness, and now you can go to all corners of your spot. In my opinion, for this use, you're really gonna have fun with this wing. The one maybe like compromise a little is on the maneuverability in the maneuver, but honestly, if you're just gonna do like long tacks and then do a tack or jibe once in a while, it's not gonna be a problem at all. I mean, I've actually like even do some free ride and do like tons of maneuvers back to back, 360s, everything. It's still gonna perform really well. It's just not gonna be as nimble as a single skin. But that's a very small downside for the gain that you get, especially for someone that, again, has the primary goal of not necessarily doing maneuvers back to back to back or wave riding, just flat water, free ride, explore your spot. You want to move on the water, this is going to be really good. I always use it with a harness because, in my opinion, this wing, it wants to be, you want to be on a harness, you want to go fast, you want to go. So that's why I feel like, in my opinion, if you are gonna get this wing, just always ride with a harness, because that's when you can really tap into it. So for me, I've been using this harness line retractable that I love, that you can adjust on the fly, and it's been like amazing to ride with it. One question that I often get asked is, what about when you fall? It's a double skin. Is it gonna fill up with water and you're gonna be screwed? So I tested it, fell a bunch of time. I even dropped my wing with the Anchorman, got back to it, and I was actually surprised. I did hear some people say like, yeah, you don't want to fall too much. I actually felt like it was draining really quick. Now the material is pretty thin, and that's why the wing stays really light. So ideally you don't want your wing to be like totally soaked up, you know, all the time in the water, because I think you lose a bit of performance. So you want to keep it as dry as possible. But I really didn't notice any issue if I would fall. I didn't feel like it was like a bag full of water that wouldn't launch again. It was honestly totally fine. So on that point, I'm not super worried. If you fall a few times, it's not gonna be a big deal at all. Now, of course, if you're a beginner, this is not the wing for you. You know, start with a more like beginner-friendly wing. I really see this wing perfect for someone that's like at the stage of like, of course, they are up and riding on foil, and they can jibe, and they really want to, you know, move on the water. They ride for a long time on their flat water spot. To me, this is perfect. You don't need to be a racer to enjoy this wing. So you have, of course, you have windows, and you have this like little like vent, which I think keep the wing sort of like inflated, so you have the airflow over your wing really clean, and that's partly why you get a really good like upwind performance, really efficient wing. So the front handle, very minimal. It's not meant to be flagged, so that's why you have like a really flimsy front handle. You don't have a lot of control, but that's not what we use it for. That allows you to go to the water perfectly, and you don't have any worry with that. On the takeoff, I would say for me, when I use it and I really want to make sure I keep it dry for my session, I try not to fall. But when I go in the water, I try to keep it up and like just keep it out of the water the entire time. So, you know, ideally you don't have a shore break, a big shore break, you know, where you are. But obviously, if you are going to use it on flat water, most likely you don't have a shore break. So overall, I've had like really a lot of fun with this wing, because most of the time when I wing, we talked about it in my wing versus power wing video. If I'm winging, it's most likely on flat water and I'm cruising the spot. I'm going at all corners of the spot. And so I've been really enjoying this wing. Often when there's waves or there's downwind conditions, I'm out with the power wing. So this actually double skin fits my use for winging perfectly. So I hope that you learned something with this video. If you have tried it, make sure you let us know in the comments, because it's always good to have feedback, not only from me, but you know, from you guys. Did I forget to mention anything that you really love about this wing, or that you don't like about this wing? Let us know. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.